watching now. Switch camera. Chat options. Filters. Options. Options. Chat up. Switch. 0 watching now. 0 likes. Live. 7 seconds. Finish. Button.
Okay, guys, I'm live. Now, usually, well, I'm totally blind as well, but usually I would, oh God, I'm embarrassing myself. Oh shit. I realised that now I'm live on YouTube. I'm actually fucking live. Oh Christ. Now you can see my pink night dress. Oops. Oh well. I'll make sure you look at my face then instead. Anyway, I'm totally blind, and usually what happens is I would use a recording app like Voice Memos or Recorder HQ, and then from that app I would upload the file to YouTube, which is video format, so it's MOV, but it's audio, not video footage. So today I'm doing video footage, which is probably a waste of bloody time anyway, because I can't see to know what videos I'm taking of what. So I'm going live for probably no freaking reason, apart from just to make myself look like a dill, and embarrass myself, and entertain myself, and maybe other people who might be listening right now. Oh God. So there you have it. My phone's plugged into my charger at the moment, and I'm in my room, and yeah, I'm twiddling my thumbs. I'm bored. I had been going to go to the shops tonight to get some vegetables, but Coles is unfortunately closed right now. And I had been WhatsApping one of my friends who is on YouTube by the name of Rachel Keat. I have shared her video on Twitter because it is friggin' awesome. I know I can't see it, but when us blindies are talking and describing things and making audio recordings, they're awesome enough, aren't they? Yes, people might want to see what's going on, but sometimes, due to our limitations with vision, it just, well, we don't do a good job of using the camera. So I might, actually, with the Go Live stream, I don't know how to do, I use VoiceOver as well. I don't know how to do descriptions on Go Live streams.
Finish. Button. Live. 2 minutes 44 seconds. 0 watching now. 0 likes. Switch camera. Chat options. Filters.
Chat
options. Button. Options. Button.
What is all
Filters.
this
Chat options.
stuff,
Button.
chat options stuff about?
Chat viewing options. Top chat. Live chat. All messages are visible. Button. None. Hide all. Live chat. All top chat. Some messages, such as live chat. All messages are visible.
I'm going to tap
Finish.
on.
Button. Live. 0 watching now. Switch camera. Chat options. Filters. Button. Options. Button.
Okay.
Share. Mute microphone. Cancel. Cancel. Button. Mute microphone. Cancel.
I don't think so.
Finish. Button. Live. 0 watching now. 0. Live. Finish. Button.
So yeah, I've been living in my unit now, renting it since 2016, so 2 years ago. I was considering moving a few times because basically my long life history in a couple of lines goes like this. I was born in Cairns. My mum and dad had a bad dysfunctional relationship for most of their marriage. A completely different story that I'm not about to share with the public eye. Not likely to happen, not yet. Mum and Dad split up when I was 13. My 2 brothers were a bit older. I went off to Sydney for a couple of years. I didn't like it. Went to Brisbane. I loved it. Had some problems, but I still loved it in Brisbane. But I had some issues and got over them. They were resolved. When I moved up here in 2016, the same issues I had quite a few years ago in Brisbane did recur again, and I finally got rid of them again. Anyway, eventually I moved up to Darwin in 2012, and I stayed there until hang on, I've missed a whole gap there. I left Brisbane in 2006 to live in Darwin until 2012. Oh, God. Jeez. And so I also tried to apply for a guide dog in Brisbane, but of course, no, I had to move to Darwin whether I liked it or not, because Mum was a bit of a, yeah, we've had a bad relationship all of my life. Sometimes we got on, most of the time we didn't. Rachel, you would probably know about that. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail now that I'm live streaming, bugger that. Anyway, and maybe when I do audio files which will convert to MOV on YouTube, for example, if I use voice memos or Recorder HQ, I can copy a memo into Recorder HQ, or I can just use Recorder HQ, whichever is convenient for me at the time. Then I upload that, M4A file, or Recorder HQ does MP3 as well, but it's M4A, usually it is. I just don't set it to MP3. Anyway, it converts to MOV. Anyhow, I can put some audio files onto YouTube as MOV format, movie format, or I can do a video directly. And people aren't going to see much with the camera anyway because it's shit.
WhatsApp. Now. Rachel Keat. Microphone. Voice message.
I can't see anything anyhow, so how am I meant to see what picture I'm taking if I can't see? And even when I was going live and VoiceOver said smile for the thumbnail, I thought, oh my god, how can I do that when I can't tell where my face is to smile at the camera? So anyway, that's a bit crap. Besides the visual side of it, I think it's okay to do videos either using YouTube itself, or the easier option for a blindie, unless you're getting sighted people to do video footage for you, it's probably easier to just use the audio recording app and upload to YouTube, which will automatically convert your current format to MOV. So you don't have to do that and then upload it to YouTube. It will transform it by itself into a movie format. So yeah, it depends on what you're doing with your videos. If you're just doing audio, then use a file recording app and then just simply upload that to YouTube, or use your video camera if you're going to be doing like footage and audio together, but yeah, I'm just using YouTube, the camera in YouTube now, because it's a waste of my time, but it is a waste of my time, but it's more convenient because my phone's on charge and I'm using up data now as it is. So even if I use audio recording and then upload that to YouTube, that's still going to chew up data. So whatever, Anyhow, me and Mum have had a bad relationship most of our life, and same with me and my father. And so I had to move to Darwin whether I liked it or not, and then I decided that one night in 2012, last straw, I'm leaving. And I went to Cairns from 2012 to 2016, so 4 years in Cairns. And then I moved off to Brisbane. Never looked back. I did have doubts as to whether I'd live here for a really long time or if I might move to Cairns in future. I don't reckon I will be moving back to Cairns now. And I did develop recurrent health issues that happened years ago when I was in Brisbane. Thankfully, those issues have been treated and I'm now doing fantastic. I don't get good medical care as far as doctors are concerned. I got some really nice medical help. Some doctors were very nice. But ever since May this year, when I've had my teeth out, I was receiving very good medical care until another doctor. I need to get that investigated at a new clinic, but one of the doctors at a clinic I'd gone to was very nasty to me and to my regular GP. Even though my GP wasn't working that day, this other doctor who was supposed to be looking after me decided to abandon my medical care because my GP, according to this doctor, my GP did the wrong thing, and I don't believe this doctor. I think she's a liar, but according to her very twisted ideas, the doctor purposefully made me sick. Well, actually, no, this regular GP that I had did not make me sick at all. Secondly, this doctor who wasn't my regular doctor, she thought I deliberately meant to get sick. Are you fucking serious? I intentionally got sick because I wanted to get sick. Oh, okay. So I wake up one morning and decide that I'd like to get ill over the day because it's fun, right? No, I don't think so. Anyway, some people are weird. I was told that that was just this particular doctor. Everyone else isn't like that. And I need to report myself to a new medical clinic so that the new doctor will take up my case, and I need to keep on telling everyone until someone listens. If for some reason doctors decide that, oh, I don't know what's going on, then I need to keep telling the doctors, as many doctors as possible. So don't just listen to, oh, we don't know what's going on and maybe you got sick because of this and that. No, I need to be saying thanks for your opinion, but I need more satisfactory answers than that. And I need to keep going to doctors until I find an answer. And whether I see another new doctor or whether it takes finding about 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 new doctors, so long as somebody eventually takes up my case and says, oh, we're very sorry, and guess what? At least you did try to find something that kills pain, that doesn't make you sick, and we better make sure that you don't get this other stomach problem that you had, that it won't ever happen again, and all this sort of stuff. Okay, that's all I want to hear, is that I won't get stomach problems like that again. I'm not here to enjoy vomiting, enjoy getting sick, enjoy suffering from symptoms like a dry and sticky mouth and a fast heart rate. Enjoy that just because I want to get crook? What? Are you serious? God. Anyway, with that said and done, I'll eventually be going to a new doctor. I haven't seen a new doctor since May. I haven't. So it's now October. It has been 5 months since I've been to the doctors, and I haven't had any medical checks or anything. I do feel that the medical clinic that I was going to they've either blacklisted me, but I don't think so. I'm just saying they've either blacklisted me or they just don't care about their patients, and if you don't go back, they don't care. They don't bother ringing you to see if you'll come back. See, when I was living in Cairns, if I didn't go back to there's 2 medical clinics I went to, one in Manura and one in Bentley Park. Okay? They didn't say, oh, you just wanted to get sick because you want to get sick and you like it. You know, they didn't do of that. They didn't say, oh, you feel like spewing up, you're not allowed to spew up. You think you like spewing up or something, why do you keep whinging? No. Who the hell likes getting sick? I can understand pretending to get sick for attention. I can understand people pretending to get sick. But who enjoys, oh look, I want attention. If I just get really sick today and go to hospital on purpose because I like getting sick? No. Thank you. No. Sorry, you're talking to the wrong person. No. When I was living in Cairns and I went to the doctors for a checkup, they would say, do you want us to remind you of another checkup? I would say, oh, not really, because obviously sometimes skin moles are just pimples and things like that. I just said, thanks for helping me out. I was a bit scared, but look, don't worry about it. They're like, oh no, we'll remind you of another checkup in 6 months' time and all this sort of rubbish. And I said, oh, you don't need to, but you can if you want. All right, okay, go. Do what you want, it's up to you. They said, okay, and the doctors were very polite. They didn't, and, carry on at me and boss me around, okay? They were just very, very nice, but very insistent that I don't have to accept anything I don't want, but a checkup isn't going to hurt. Just take what they give you, with getting checkups and appointments. Just accept it, and if you don't want it, you just say no. It's not going to hurt to let them put reminder notifications in their computer system to send out as a letter for you. You can say no, I don't want any letters, but just let them be courteous and let them send out reminder letters just for courtesy, like vets do with your pets, that doctors can do for their patients, as well as the same as what veterinarians do for people and their pets, and the dentist and all that. So I thought, oh well, if it was time for me to go for another checkup, I'd receive a letter. If I didn't respond to it, that was my problem. That wasn't on the doctors, that was me. So long as they were responsible in sending out the letter, so long as they were letting me know clearly I need to get a checkup, a skin check or whatever check they wanted to do, that was how it went. I didn't have to accept the appointment. I just had to know that it isn't their fault if I don't go, because they've clearly written it in a letter that I need to go. If I say no, I say no. If they don't write me a letter, then that is their fault. If they want me to not forget a checkup, and then they say, oh, we can call or write you a letter, and then they don't, that is their fault. But if they write or call and I say no thanks, that is not their problem anymore. So yes, when I lived in Cairns, I would get letters and calls for reminders. Here, no. But I was told by by a few friends that the doctors at this other clinic that they all reckon I should go to, those doctors are very good with sending out letters and phone calls, doing phone calls and whatnot to remind their patients. And when people are not well, they don't get bullied, harassed, blacklisted, misdiagnosed, with any diagnosis that you throw in the air just because the doctor wanted a promotion the next day that you aren't aware of, or, the doctor's just in it for the money, or this or that. Apparently these doctors do treat people really well. So, yeah, I'll see what happens, and I guess I will do an audio recording and, go from there. Anyway, I haven't had any medical checkups ever since May. I've tried to disregard other people's advice if I don't want to check up. I've even lashed out, like not not as angry as like being really nasty to people, but I've sort of like, no thanks, I do a better job than the doctors have done for me. I'll look after myself, thanks. I don't need your input. Sorry, but it's my life.
WhatsApp now. Rachel Keat. Microphone.
If I wanted assistance, I'd ask for it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm starting to think that if I really get into a really hard, difficult situation that I hate so much, I'm going to end up changing my mind and thinking about all my friends who I really like. I mean, I guess in reality everyone dies of something. One day we're all going to die of something. Okay, but obviously before you get very old to the point of no return, there is going to be some way of surviving. If you happen to change your mind and think, shit, I am extremely sick right now, I need to survive, I'm not very old, oh, I need to live, I need to get healthy, I need to get better, oh, I need a medical checkup, need treatment, yeah, all of that shit. So I thought I might as well go to the doctors before anything bad happens. I know if they do any procedures that cause pain, I will dismiss their opinions about pain relief. Like if they say take some Panadol and Nurofen, I'll do that, and I'll take in a list of medications that I take so they can see it. But what I'll do is I'll take the Panadol and the Nurofen, and if they hand me a prescription for something else that I don't want, I'll fill it, and then I'll have a talk to the pharmacist and let her know what I think, why I don't want to take it, what's going to happen if I do take it. You know, I'll even arrange, can I take some with food while I sit here so they can see what's going on? Is it possible? I know they're busy, but can they do that? I'll talk to the doctors about that too, and the pharmacist. Because if they see that something's not right, they can't. Well, I mean, they still could. Some doctors are bullies anyway. They can still bully you and say, oh, you're not allowed to take this medicine. Like, okay, you don't bully someone if they can't handle a medication. You just say, oh, well, that's what happens. It's not very nice, but we can't tolerate every medicine on the market. What can we do to change it? Bullying people isn't going to fix the situation. And the doctor, if they're nice enough, they're going to say, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry to see that this is going on. We'll find a way to fix it, won't we? Anyway, if I do come into any difficulties with this shit, because I'm going to insist that I take it and sit down to make sure that I do okay before I leave next time. With some medications, not all of them, just some of them. And that way, I know and the doctors know that I'm okay. Or if I'm not okay, they can kind of get to me straight away and fix what goes wrong, straight away. But never have I been so mistreated in all my life back in May. Never have I been mistreated in all my life. I've had bad experiences with doctors before, but the doctor that saw me in May was absolutely the worst person I ever met. And I swear to God, whether she probably thought about it or she didn't plan on doing so, or whether she even realised that she meant how she acted or didn't, I swear to God she was trying to kill me. And I know I shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't know the laws about suicide and euthanasia in Australia. I bet you she probably thinks that blind and other disabled people or people with disabilities, I bet you she specifically thinks that if you're sick you should commit suicide. I know that no other doctors think that way. Every time you go to a doctor's surgery, they all are against euthanasia, they're all against assisted suicide, and they're all against self-assisted suicide. You know, like if I wanted to hang myself or whatever I wanted to do, right? But there is always, not in every clinic, but always one doctor that breaks the law, that breaks the policy rules, that breaks the protocol, that does something wrong. One or maybe even two doctors sometimes, but usually one out of maybe 15 doctors. Or maybe you've got 3 or 4 doctors working at a clinic and one doctor is just not very good. Everyone's lovely, but there's one bad apple. Okay? It happens. But that does not make me feel any better about my situation. And I had a talk to one of the sighted volunteers who lives at the units. He's a counsellor and he agrees with me. Maybe the doctor isn't setting out to kill anybody. Maybe she doesn't even think she's encouraging suicide. But the way she acted really gave me a horrible impression. Similar to that of feeling suicidal, and for her that would have been okay. And the fact that the neighbour, and I won't rant too long, the fact that this person who does counselling here, he couldn't even speak to the doctor. She wouldn't even say, are you sure that this lady will be okay? Are you able to make sure she's okay? No, she was very nasty, she was very angry, she was manipulative, she told lies. And I know I can't see the computer, but she probably wrote something.
Chat options, filter, chat, switch, 0, live, finish, button, finish, live, 0 watching now, 0 likes, live, 27 minutes 2 seconds, finish, live, 27 minutes 4 seconds, finish, button.
Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry about the interruption. I had a phone call and yeah, Rachel's doing fine. Anyway, as I was saying, I actually forget what I was saying at the very end before I got the phone call, but that's fine. I think I was mentioning something about, oh God, what was I saying? The doctors. I'll eventually go to a new doctor and sort out this mess that happened this year. Yeah, you know, never have I been treated so badly in all my life, you know. I've had bad experiences with doctors, but the one doctor this year in May really topped every experience. She was the mother of all disgrace as far as I'm concerned. She observed the situation and made judgment on the situation based on what she saw. So she didn't listen to anything I was saying. She didn't try to understand what had happened. She didn't care about what the other doctor had tried to do, you know, my regular GP had tried to do to help me. She didn't want to know what, you know, she doesn't like my regular doctor. She doesn't like her patients, as in, you know, her patients, medical patients. She doesn't like sick people. Well, if she doesn't, she shouldn't be a doctor, because doctors are meant to be nice to sick people, you know. She seems to be one of the bad apple, 1 out of 50 or 100 good doctors. She seems to be one of the bad ones that would rather someone die than get better. You know, she's one of these, well, if you can't eat when you're sick, you don't want to eat, so you better start eating. If you're going to die, you better stop dying. You're not allowed to die. Like, excuse me. You don't blame a sick person for dying or getting sick, unless they show signs of trying to commit suicide. But obviously, this doctor wanted me to commit suicide, And everyone else doesn't agree with that. Does not agree with it at all. Maybe she didn't, but with the impression she made on me, yeah, I think she did not care about my life. And yet everyone else was like, oh my God. But you know why I never went to see another doctor? Because I refused. See, no one else encouraged me to go to another doctor, but I decided to refuse to go to another doctor. I just refused. So, what the pharmacist told me 3 or 4 weeks later, when I was there talking to her about my left eye getting sore and how, needing to put artificial drops in and stuff. Another long story, but anyway. She said to me that I need to keep talking to doctors until someone, understands what I'm saying, until someone listens. Don't go to a doctor and if they're really nasty, just refuse to see any other doctor and get sick and die, basically. Don't do that. Just say, okay, you're not helping me, I'll find another doctor. Okay, thanks for being so horrible. If you don't like sick people, get another job. I'm going to a new doctor who wants to help people. You don't want me to get better? Well, I don't want you to come anywhere near me, and to the effect of I don't want you to work as a doctor anymore. I can say all of that rubbish, which is obviously true. I'm not going to say it for nothing. And then go to a new doctor. That's how it is. If you're not comfortable, get a new doctor. Anyway, that's how it is with me. I obviously don't need a full introduction of myself because you've got some audio recordings there already to listen to. If anybody wanted to listen, that's fine. But yeah, apart from that, everything's okay so far. I get a bit upset about things, but then I'm always preoccupying myself. So yeah, so I'm going to finish this recording now, and I'm going to also check out WhatsApp messages. And I will be doing another audio file recording another time, probably tomorrow, more than likely. What a pity I can't actually do a title, an audio description, a video description. I just can't actually find a description box. I might find it when I finish this recording. We'll see. And
Finish button.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
Finish. Alert. Are you sure that you want to stop streaming? Cancel. End button.